Hello everybody. Well, today I'm going to do a little bit of a upgrade to the bus. As many of you may know, I have a fantastic fan in the front, and I've got another one way back there in the back, in the bathroom. They're old. I got them used. It's what I could afford when I did this. What I'm going to do today is replace them with these new MaxxAir fans. As you may know, if you've been following me for a while, let me turn this up. I don't know, this is pretty loud. I've been the fan install coordinator for Jamie's van build for the last couple years, and I've never really had a chance to record how we actually do it because I'm just too busy doing it. I mean, last year we put 50 fans in, I think, over the course of a couple weeks. So quite busy. So today I'm going to take you along and I'll show you. I'm going to pull this one out and replace it. Hopefully I can keep this nice wood trim I made. If not, that comes out too, because this will have the plastic bezels. Maybe you want to know why I'm replacing them. Well, these are old 3 speeds. They only blow out, so they're really just sucking the hot air off the top of the bus, and they aren't really super efficient. After installing a lot of the MaxxAir fans, I found out that they really move some air. So I'll be able to have the one up front here blowing air in and the one in the back sucking air out, so I'll really get an airflow through. And even they're quieter if on high speed. I mean, let's see, these have 3 speeds, those have 10. I think it's 5 in, 5 out. So the top speed is sort of like a hurricane. But I will let me collect a few tools. Let me get up on the roof and I'll show you how I do this. So this may confuse a lot of people. I got MaxxAir covers, and I told you they were fantastic fans. Well, they are. I found these once I first got on the road. I didn't see any fantastic fan type, but I needed to cover them up just because the fantastic fans flopped. This way I could keep them open. But they aren't mounted correctly. There are brackets that go with this that didn't work with this, the fan, so it's screwed right down to the roof. So I'm going to pull all that off and we'll get into the fan. Yeah, I got this all pulled up, and now when I put this in, I'm not afraid to admit that this is the wrong stuff to have used. Didn't know any better at the time, but I got to scrape all this off, get this cleaned up, and then we'll get the new fan and go from there. All right, so let's see what we got in here. First, open up the box. Oops. You got all kinds. Here's the instructions. There's a bag of screws, and if you look close, you'll see these are not self-tapping. So if I use these, I will have to pre-drill holes. Then next thing is to pull out the whole fan assembly. Oops. And it comes with interior bezel that you can cut down to size, so you can get a goodly size thickness in your ceiling if you need to. And then you got the fan itself and a mounting bracket. What's nice, this is one of the reasons I really like the MaxxAir fans for installs is because of this. You're not wrestling the whole fan. You get this up there, get this installed, and then the fan attaches to these 4 screws. If you ever need to pull it out for any reason, it's just 4 screws to be able to pull it out. Where the MaxxAir fans, the Fantastic fans are all one piece like this. So it can be a real pain to get this mounted. You can tell this has been up there getting dusty for a while. So let's grab this and we'll go up on the roof and we'll get the mounting bracket installed. One of the questions I get asked a lot, in fact I just got asked a couple seconds ago, is it the same size hole for both Fantastic fans and MaxxAirs? Yes it is, 14 inches by 14 inches. Matter of fact, it's standard in the industry, so if you have a trailer or an RV that just has a roof vent, maybe one of those little tiny little fans in the bathroom, and you want to replace it with something a little bit better or a lot better, you can pull those out and, like I did with the other one, clean around it, and this is going to fall right into place if I get it lined up right. So we got a little problem. There we go. So same size hole. So if you need to cut a hole, you're putting in, what we did was cut a piece of plywood and 14 inches by 14 inches, and then from the inside of your vehicle where you can see the ribs, you can line that up and drill holes. Let's say this is you're going to drill 2 holes. Then you bring that template up on the roof, line it up with the 2 holes, draw a line, and you have the right size to cut. Use a angle grinder, the easiest way to do it. I tell you, if it's not jets, it's semis. Right, the next step is you take your flange here, your mounting bracket or whatever you want to call it, and get some butyl tape. And I just put it all the way around. This is going to be the initial seal. And what I like to do is I will peel this back a little bit at the corners. Just peel it back from the corners so that when I put this piece on, it's definitely overlaps it just a little bit, so you're going to get a good seal. So let me get this done and then we'll get on to actually mounting it. Once you have it all the way around, you pull off the paper. If you're lucky, it all comes off in one piece. Sometimes it tears. So these are the mounting brackets or whatever for the fan itself. So you want to make sure those are on the sides of your vehicle because you want the fan mounted front to back. Like I said, the screws that come with this are not self-tapping. I don't know why they don't just do it that way, but I like to use self-tapping screws, which have got the little drill point on them. And I don't believe any of these holes are going to match up. So what I'll do is do the four corners first. And then do the runs, because there's a little bit of a curve to the roof of a bus, and this will help take that curve up. And I'll get these around, and then I'll show you how to mount the fan. In the packet of hardware that they give you, they have 3 different kinds of screws. There's these long ones that they send to put on the to mount to the roof. These are the ones I don't use. I keep those for other projects. I'd rather use the self-tapping screws. Then you got ones that are shorter and thicker. These are the ones that mount into the brackets to hold the fan on. There's 4 of those. And then there's these other ones that are flat and have white on the top. And these are for mounting that interior bezel up to your ceiling. So the holes that get mounted to this mounting plate are here and here. They're underneath the cover. So you pull up on that, turn it to open the cover up, and at this point pull the wires out. I can't tell you how many times I've installed one only to have to, I forgot this, I got in a rush and had to pull it all back out. So, all right, from this point it's pretty straightforward. There's a rubber gasket down in here. This goes over the top, so unless the rain somehow bounces up, you're never going to have it getting in. Move you over here. Trouble with working on a curved roof is getting the camera to stay upright. So make sure the wires are inside, and this fits down just like that. Then it's just a matter of running these screws in. Because of that gasket, it's going to pull down to compress it. So sometimes you can't quite see the hole, or it'll be off a little bit like this, but once you get the screw started, that'll pull it right down in. you get a nice tight seal. And so let me get this in. Get the last step up here. So the last step of the install is using this die-core lap sealant. It's self-leveling, and we just put it on. Nice generous bead. Here, let me move you up here where maybe you can see. Put a nice generous bead right along the edge. Then a little bit right on top of each of the screw heads, so there's no chance of it leaking. The butyl tape should do just fine sealing things, but this just makes it doubly sure. I could have put this on before I attached the fan, but in my experience, what ends up happening is, sure as heck, I am somehow going to get this all over my hands, all over the tools. So I like to do it after I've got it mounted. And that's it for up here. Yeah, I got the wires hooked up, and I'm looking at it inside. This wooden bezel that I like the look of worked out nice, but I'm gonna have to lift the fan up just so I can tuck the wires in, but no big deal. And the controls are pretty simple. On, and you can choose in or out, and speed, and there is a way to set the thermostat in it. So let me just, right now this is sucking air out. You get an idea if I, just by listening. And that's max, I think. Yep, that's max coming out. And let me get, if I hit in and out, it's going to reverse. And the air blowing in, we get an idea how much this is just moving this handkerchief around. So, and from what I understand, and I haven't tried this yet, is if I shut this, it can still be running and be like a ceiling fan. So if I have the heater going, the hot air is up here, I can be blowing it down towards the ground. But seeing how it's hot, I'm just going to leave it like this and get on to doing the one in the back. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how to put a fan in. It's really simple. The scariest part for most people is in a new install is cutting that hole, and just mark it out from the inside so you know where the ribs and the structure of your vehicle is, and use a template and you won't have any problems. So if you have any questions, just ask in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Right? See you later, YouTube.